All systems go. Cleared for takeoff.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the MLB quick hit video here over at SHIPITNation.com. We're talking about the October 4th slate, 4 games for the MLB playoffs. We'll kind of go through, talk some pitchers, talk some offenses, see what we can find on this slate. Basically the same slate as yesterday, Tuesday. I mean, there's 4 games, the same 4 games, similar pitching options. Offenses are pretty much in similar spots. So we'll kind of go through, see what we can find, and get you guys to the winner's circle. Yesterday, you basically needed the Diamondbacks offense. And, we kind of talked about it on the show. We liked Corbin Burns, but I was also open to playing some of the Diamondbacks bats as well. They got the job done, in these playoff games, scoring typically low, pretty much what we saw yesterday. The Diamondbacks put up 6. That was the highest number of runs on the slate, and I'd expect something pretty similar, I'd say, today. The totals in these games, 8, 7.5, 8. So low totals. And again, the pitching options, pretty similar to what we saw yesterday. We'll go through and talk about it. But first, do us that favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Appreciate the support on this channel as we try to grow it. So far it's been amazing, the support we've received, and again, very thankful for that, and just continue to support us. That's all we ask. Let's go to pitchers. We'll talk pitchers here on DraftKings. Kind of have this up. Gallen is at 9.2, Peralta 9K, Eflin 8.8. It's kind of the top tier a little bit in terms of pricing. Preference here is going to be Freddie Peralta. I mean, obviously the Diamondbacks got the job done yesterday, but man, Peralta up top would be my favorite in terms of the pricing. Gallen on the other side, safe option, I'd say. He works deep into games. He can put up some fantasy points. I think just a floor type play. And then I'm fine with Eflin too. I mean, the Rangers offense, very dangerous. They won the game yesterday. Eflin's been good. I mean, if you just look at, from a fantasy point perspective, he has a nice floor. Everything's basically mid-teens and above. And in these sort of low scoring slates, that could be good enough. So ranking these 3 up top, it's going to be Peralta, Eflin, and then Gallen. I think all 3 of them are in play today, especially, depending on how many contests you're entering. If you're building multiple teams, you probably want to spread it out a little bit, I'd say, at the pitcher position. The next tier of guys, Gray, Nola, Eovaldi, Barrios. Nola, definitely my favorite. It's probably my top favorite pitcher on the slate, and he's only 8K, so it makes it easy for roster construction. I just want a lot of him. Matchup is good against Miami at home. I think he's a fine option. Really, really like him. The 8K price tag allows you to do a lot when you start looking at bats that you want to play today. So Nola, 8K, probably my favorite option. Sonny Gray, I mean, a pretty good, sizable favorite here at home. I just don't know if I trust him all that much. The Toronto offense still scares me a little bit. I'll keep him in my player pool. Probably won't have a ton. Eovaldi is going to be a fade for me. I just don't like him. Kind of struggled down the stretch. Not much interest. And then Barrios, I wish there was more of a pricing discount. I mean, 76, he's right there. I mean, he's only, I don't know, like $1,200 less than Eflin. It doesn't do all that much for you, so don't really love him. And then it's a tough spot for Garrett as well. I mean, the price is down there at 6.7, but against the Phillies offense, I don't love him all that much. So, just to kind of rank these pitchers in terms of who I like the best when you factor in price, it's going to be Nola, it's going to be Peralta, Eflin, then Gallen. Those would be my 4 primaries. After that, probably go to Sonny Gray, and then this bottom tier I just don't have a ton of interest in. I mean, there's a lot of safety in those pitchers that I mentioned, like the top 4, and definitely, I'd say the top 4 kind of cut it off there. There's a lot of safety there, and it's kind of where I want to be on the slate. So that's kind of where I'm at the pitcher position. In terms of offense, get to there in a minute. And yeah, if you're not a member over at SHIPIT Nation, we launched this new package. It's called the 5-Day Mission. Gives you full access to the website for 5 days. We don't obviously only cover MLB. We have all NFL content, showdowns, tiers, the afternoon slate, the primetime slate. We have you covered for every single slate that DraftKings offers. NBA is right around the corner. PGA is back and pretty much in full swing. MMA is back this weekend, and then NHL right around the corner as well. So for 5 days, you get full access to the website, gives you a chance to test it out. And obviously we think that you are going to love it. So 5-day mission, give it a whirl. If not, you can choose a monthly, semi-annual, or annual package. All right, let's kind of talk some hitters here and see what we can find on the offensive side. It's going to be similar to yesterday. It's pretty difficult. I mean, you get in the playoffs, these teams throw their best pitchers. Obviously, they're going to throw their best bullpen arms in a tight game. Makes it relatively difficult for roster construction. Rangers, and we'll go game by game. Rangers and Rays, the total is 8. I like Eflin. Don't have a ton of interest in the Rangers. The Rangers bats I do want, though, for sure, Corey Seager and Semien. So similar to yesterday where I want exposure to those two guys, it's the same basically today. The Rays, I really liked the Rays yesterday against Montgomery. They did not get the job done. I'll be going right back to them, though, today against Eovaldi. I think it's a very good spot. We're going to get some cheap guys in pretty good lineup spots like we saw yesterday. Their team total is right up there as the highest on the slate. And it's not a crazy team total number, 4.5, right in that range. That's the biggest team total on the slate with a couple other teams. So I'm interested in this offense, most likely top to bottom. It's the first game. Should get exposed, should get the lineups well before lock. So we'll have time to kind of figure out which ones we want, but definitely like the Rays today. Blue Jays, Twins, 8 total in this one, and the Twins kind of have that similar team total to the Rays. I'm interested in them. Royce Lewis is an absolute stud. He's under 5K. I think if the Twins continue on through the playoffs, he's going to be a breakout candidate. I mean, he's already having a hell of a season. He could obviously continue to add on there. So, I like this Twins offense. Polanco, Lewis, Kepler, Kirilloff. They have a lot of guys. Matt Wallner batting towards the bottom of the order, strong option. Blue Jays, I'll play as well. Want to focus on their big name bats. So Springers, Vlad Guerrero, Bo Bichette, the guys I'm kind of looking at on the Blue Jays side. The Diamondbacks and the Brewers, 7.5 total. I'm definitely going to play both these pitchers. Don't have a ton of interest in the offense. The Diamondbacks did get the job done yesterday. Corbin Carroll is a stud. Can definitely play him any slate. Christian Walker, huge home run upside. Definitely include him. And then on the Brewers side, Yelich, Contreras at catcher. I just want to focus on like the big high upside guys on each side. Not super interested in kind of full stacking in this spot. Last game, Marlins and Phillies. The total is 8. I said Noel is my favorite pitcher on the slate. That means I'm just not going to love the Marlins offense today. Going to mostly be out on the Marlins offense. On the Phillies side, want to focus in on the righties, but I would not exclude Schwarber or Harper. Like you got to, even the lefty matchups, I think got to look to those guys. Trey Turner, Alec Boehm, Real Muto, Castellanos. They have a lot of right-handed power bats that I'm going to be interested in here today. So, they're right up there for me with the Rays, I'd say. I'm going to rank the offenses, the Rays, Phillies, and then I'll go the low-owned Blue Jays as number 3. In terms of our pitchers today, just to summarize, Nola, Peralta, Eflin, Gallen. It's going to be how I rank those pitchers today. So we'll have core plays up on the website, this morning, late afternoon for you guys. 2 for DK, 2 for FanDuel, and then obviously cash cores from our guy Title. So get on over to SHIPITNation.com, check it out. Like, subscribe to this video, helps us out a ton. And again, we appreciate all your support. We'll be back here tomorrow with another edition of the MLB Quick Hits video at SHIPITNation.com. Good luck in your contest today.